Hey guys, what is up? Welcome. So in this video, I'm going to be covering how to build a HTML website using a HTML template. For this project, it is a gym project. If you've been following along with my last few videos, I just closed a deal for a gym. So this is going to be the website that I build for them. It is a free project, so it's going to be a pretty basic website. It's going to be a one-page website. And through this video and the next video, I'm going to show you the complete process of building that website. So in this video, it's going to be the HTML side, downloading the theme, setting it up, making my layout, and having the container. And then in the next video, I'm going to put my content into that container, and then I have a full website. So I'm going to show you my process, how I go about doing this. And I think this will probably be about 15 to 20 minute video, and hopefully I cover the whole thing. So basically, let's get into what I do before I even download a theme. So when it comes to a gym website, this is the first time I've ever built a gym website. So before I even started, I just had a look at a lot of different gym websites. And basically what I did is I just searched for New York City. I usually do this when I'm kind of researching a new niche. I look at a big city and see what they're doing there. Usually it's going to mean that they have better websites. So I just went through a few different websites and a few different kind of articles, looked at the different, how do we get out of this? Looked at the different kind of things that they're saying, the words they're using, the imagery, the different ways they're using to market themselves, kind of what words and ideas are catching. You know, whoever wrote this is a writer, so what are they using to catch people's attention and get them interested? Just to give me some ideas and some kind of inspiration for what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use any of this stuff. I mean, this isn't even a gym website. But just looking at this stuff, you know, classes, location, the cost, what's kind of on people's minds when they're thinking about joining a gym or doing fitness. And then I did look at some other articles, and some actual gym websites were there as well. So basically I came up with this list for a basic one-page website. What sort of stuff should be on the website? What I want to have on the website? Does it make sense to have there? So thinking about my layout as well, I came up with this. So this is kind of the basics. You jump on the website. What's the first thing that you see? What's the first thing that people want to know about? So you're going to have your heroes section up the top. That's just your main big image. You're going to have a little bit about the gym, a little bit about the facilities. I think that's kind of the main kind of place to start. Tell people just a little bit about the gym, a little bit about what's actually inside, what's actually there. Then I divided it into two general sections. I've already been to this gym, so I've seen the facilities that they have, and I kind of know what's actually there and what there is to work with. Excuse me. So I divided it into two sections. I have the tough section, which is like the training, the machines, nutrition, the sauna, steam room, personal training, boxing, free weights, the climbing wall. And then I have this tone section, which is more kind of the beauty side. So it's like classes, you got spinning, yoga. They do a lot of skin treatments at this place. And there's like light workouts. So there's like a cardio section, basic machines. There's a running track on the roof section, etc. So I'm trying to divide it into two kind of general sort of customer types. The people who want to get big, who want to get strong, who want to train hard. And then the people who want to come down here and focus more kind of on maybe their fitness or their cardio or just looking good, different beauty treatments, etc. So after I've gone through these two sections, keep in mind this is all one page. I think the next thing to hit people with is the sales. So, you know, pitch a trial. People can come down, they can meet someone, they can test it out, give people a bit of information on the membership plans. And then after that, your details, your location, your opening hours, your contact details, social media handles, etc. So why I've done it this way is I think this is the best basic sales system. So you're giving the general information that people want first. You're breaking them into their two kind of general customer types. So ticking all the boxes for the people who are interested in getting strong. And you can kind of maybe imagine what sort of images or what sort of text, what sort of stuff I might use in this section. Then again, doing the same thing for this, different sort of images, different sorts of words, of language, the text, even the fonts, etc. Maybe I can switch it around, the colors. And then after that, people are starting to get interested. So what's the next best thing to do? Promote a trial. Get them down there, get them to test it out, get them to actually walk in the door and see what it's all about. Then the last thing is the details. So location, opening hours, etc. There's no point putting all this stuff first, even if that's what they're looking for. because you don't have a chance to sell to them if you put this stuff up the top. So if I just put the membership at the very top up here, it's the first thing that people see. That might be what they're after, but they don't get exposed to any sales content first. So they're not optimally primed to buy, if that makes sense. So I want to hit them with the sales stuff first. And even if they are somewhat interested in membership and that's the details that they want, or they want the location, I'm just going to try sell it to them a little bit first. And I mean, since this is a one-page website, all they got to do is scroll down for about 5 seconds. But they might stop, they might like the images, they might like the text, and it should increase sales. So that's the general idea of my layout. When it comes to picking the theme, I just went to Theme Forest, which is where I usually go. I'm using a HTML website. Why I like HTML for websites like this is this particular business, to be honest, they've been a little bit lazy. They don't have a website the last few years that they've been open. So I know there's no point building a website with a blog and they're going to update and they're going to add in stuff. I just know they're not going to do that because they'd already have a website if they were going to do that. So with a website like this, HTML is perfect. Nice static content, doesn't need maintenance, it doesn't need somebody looking after the plugins, keeping it updated. It's going to be really, really simple to get this thing online, to keep it hosted, and that it doesn't break or need maintenance. So I'm going to use a HTML. When I do this, I don't, let me show you what I mean in a second. I don't search for gym templates. So you could put this in here and go gym, and there's going to be some gym templates. Give this a second. So here, look, we got some gym templates. I don't use these personally, although I will try it this one. Sorry, that's WordPress, so I won't. But I don't use these because I like to go with the main themes. I like a theme that's well supported, it's well reviewed. I know there's going to be good customer care and good support. Sometimes these smaller themes, they just don't have the sales, they don't have the customers or the support to kind of trust. And usually when you start using these smaller themes, nothing against this theme, but a lot of the times they break down pretty easy. And when you start playing around with them, you find that they just start breaking really fast. When you message for support or to get some information, it can take days, if at all, you get a response. So I prefer to go with these bigger themes that are more popular, tried and tested, have really good reviews, just so I know that what I'm working with is a solid theme. So I already have one in mind that I like to use a lot. It's this one here, Start. And I've used this on a bunch of sites. I've used it on 7 different projects so far. I already have it downloaded here. If I didn't, I would just go ahead and buy, but I already have it. So I'm going to show you how to set this up. Basically, again, my suggestion would be for HTML that you always go to the popular items, have a look through here, find one that you like, and you know that at least it's a solid theme, it's got good reviews, people have been using it for a while, and that it works. So I'm going to click and drag this here. Let me shut down this, and let me just downsize my plan. And this is all I got to do. So I'll make a new folder. And just call this gym project. Open this up. And then uncompress my theme. So where did that go? It's here. There we go. So this is my theme. This is my gym project right now. And all I got to do is just a little bit of prep work. So this thing is ready to start playing around with. So what I want to do is go into the main folders here where we have all these files like this and basically arrange by kind. So with a HTML theme, you have the different pages, but every page needs JavaScript, it needs style, it needs images, it needs CSS. So what you got to do first is just drag all these across, or sorry, actually don't drag them, but copy them and just paste them here. So basically, when I use any of these pages, the template pages, which I'll show you in a second, I know that it's going to be backed up with all these different things. It's going to have the fonts, it's going to have the CSS, the images, the JavaScript, the PHP, the different media elements. If I don't have that, it's just going to look like, No, look worse than that. That's actually how it should look. But I can't really zoom in here, but it's going to look like this. It's just going to be all the text without any style, without any images. That's obviously not what we want. So the first thing to do is just drag across all of these and just make sure that you have all the different things that a theme needs to run. A trick here, very important, is to keep the same folder structure. So you can see here that inside this folder, these two things are side by side. So when we start dragging across these different pages and start playing around, don't do this. Don't put them inside another folder, because now they have a different structure to the original structure. So you just create your own project folder. Find, this is the same for every HTML theme. Find the main folder that contains all the files, sort it by kind, and move across all the different things that the theme relies on in the same way that it's in here. Move it across, and then you just move the pages across the same way as well. So let me delete this. So what I'm going to do first off is focus on my top section, so my hero section. So I'm going to go back to my theme. Let me shut down all of these. And I'm going to go in here to live preview. And basically, I'm just going to start finding pages that I like to look at, that I like the look of, and then using those as kind of my base for the style, for the way that I want the website to be. This will make a little bit more sense in a second. So these are the different pages that come with this theme. A lot of different options here. So I'm going to pick something that I like the look of for the top section, and then I'm going to start building the website section by section. So kind of like the way this looks. And there is one here, this one, like the way this looks. And I like the way this possibly looks. Also, I might have a video on this website, so let's just check out that one. And let's see what else is here. I think that's good for now. So I'm just going to go through these and kind of see which top section I like the most. So this isn't too bad. I kind of like this already. Kind of thinking, obviously this isn't a gym content right now, but trying to imagine what I could put in here. I could have a really cool picture of the gym. This could go into the video that I'm going to make possibly for this gym. Some text here. Then we could get into this section talking about the actual gym, the facilities, and then we could add in some more sections down below. So this looks kind of a cool place to start. Also, you can see this is a one-page design already, so I know some of that's going to be set up for me, which is nice. Here we got this section. I kind of like this with the auto-playing video. Maybe I can use this somewhere else, so I'm going to keep that in mind. The menu, obviously this doesn't apply. Although, if you wanted to get super creative, you can think, okay, this could be like classes, and this could be, you could do some stuff here. But I'm going to try to keep this really, really simple. This one, not too bad. Here we got some price options. Just trying to keep in mind different sections that maybe I can use later for different parts here. So something like this, maybe that's going to be suitable for the membership section, that sort of stuff. And then here, okay, this is kind of cool, but not suitable for what I'm trying to do. So I think this one is the best. So what I do next is just remember this name. It's Index Travel Agency, one page, HTML. So let me downsize this, and let me go back to all my pages. So after you've moved these across, it's kind of easier to do it this way. Just organize it by a list. So I'm going to go, I've already forgotten what that name was. So travel agency, one page. So let me go down here. Index, travel agency, one page. Perfect. So copy, put it in my folder, paste. So I got this first item here. Now all I got to do is open this up in a text editor. So I'm using brackets, which is free. Give this a second. So file, open folder, go to my desktop, gym project, and then open. Ignore this for now. And I'm just going to change the name of this. Sorry, not to that, to this. index.html, which is what you should always call your main page. On a one-page website, that's going to be the only name that you have for your main file. So what I do next is just press this and just test that I've set everything up correctly. So it should come up like this. There's no images here because this is the blank version of the template. Sometimes there will be images, with this one there isn't. But we can see that it's working. If I click this, we can see that that's working. Again, there's no video here because they removed all the content when you're actually using the theme. But I can see, look, things are changing. The colors here, there's clearly different fonts. Everything is loading incorrectly or correctly. So that means that my file setup, how I set up my folders in here, is correct. Now, if I put this, because I just want to demo this, if I said, let's say files, and I put this inside, I put my HTML file inside files, and now I go back to brackets and I open up files and I have this. Now if I try to open this, you can see it's all messed up. It doesn't know, basically, when it follows these file paths up the top, they're not correct, so it can't plug into the information. So we're not going to have any style. We have this video because that's literally just a link to a video that's hosted somewhere else. But we don't have any style, we don't have any images, because everything's in the wrong place. So always make sure, and if you have any problems, this is where it started. Always make sure that your files are in the right way. So delete this. So we're back to where we started. Let's just test it one more time so we know we're all good. Index. Perfect. So what I'm going to start doing is this. I'm going to start removing sections that I don't want and adding the sections that I do. So for example, okay, we got a contact thing here. This is actually kind of cool. I'm going to keep that. This thing here with these different blogs, I don't want that. So in brackets, this is pretty simple. I just click this section and it brings me to the whole text section. So all I got to do is remember what line this is, 627. So delete that whole section. I got no errors here, which is good. So let's say I deleted one div bracket incorrectly. You can see here this shows up red, which means a mistake. So got my section, and I should have deleted that whole thing. So I'm just removing the sections that I know I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use this customer thing. So I'm going to remove the whole testimonial section like this. This Icelandic feuds thing, I'm not too sure why this isn't loading correctly. Just going to leave that for now. So I got my top section here. I got my little bit about the gym, and I got my promo video. So let me go back to my Word document. That's kind of this stuff sort of done. Maybe with facilities, some little bit more. So I'm going to start just crossing stuff off. As I go down through it. So got my here section, got this first section, this thing, I'll deal with this in a while. And we're getting into the different things here. So this could be my facilities section. So let's say I use 2 for facilities, and then I'm going to take out this section. So back here. Hope that this is easy enough to follow around. Cool. So let me refresh. Got my here section. A little bit about the gym, some information, promo video. And then I got, this is about facilities. And then I got some contact information here. And then this thing, I'm going to get rid of this as well. Cool. So what I want to do next is, on my plan, this kind of tough section. So I want some sort of section that I can add in images, I can add in text, and I can do a little bit of kind of, bit of explaining or kind of bit of selling. So I want a little bit of text here, also some images. So what I'm going to do is just go back to my theme and start just looking through the different pages and trying to find something that I like. All right, welcome back. So what I've been doing is taking different sections from different pages and kind of copy and pasting them over to make the layout style that I want. So I just cut it down. It took about half an hour in real life, but I just cut it out of the video to save some time. So let's have a look at what it looks like now. Got this top section, promo video, this facility section. I added in this. So this is going to be the tough section. Different things about what they offer for that sort of service. One little photo here in the middle, and then 4 photos underneath. And then I got the same for the tone section, talking about maybe the cardio, the beauty stuff, spinning classes, yoga, etc. So I have that details here. I'm obviously going to have to change out these logos, add in an image, 4 images underneath. I got the gym plans, so we can list some different plans here. When people click this, it will go down to the contact section. Underneath this, just some general photos, so kind of a collage of everything that they do. And then we have the contact section with the map, and then I added this in as well. So obviously stuff like project budget, I got to change this around. This is just how it came across at the moment. And then we have this footer here with just some basic information. So what I did was I went through each of these different sections on kind of the sample pages and just looked for sections that I liked. So for example, I liked this section. I think this looks cool. So what I would do is find this page, so Design Agency 1, and I would move it across from the theme folders. So it's in here. So I'd find it here, move it across so it's in my own folder. Then I would find it in brackets. So like here. Let me just open this up. So find the section in brackets. Here it is. I would copy this code like so. So from this section downwards, we can see where it starts. So I would copy all of this, and then I would just move it across to my main file and put it in the place where I want it to be. So we can see it's here. And then I just do that for all the different sections. And that's going to be the makeup of my site. So at the moment, obviously, I've added in some text, but this doesn't look like a gym website. All the text is blank. We got no videos, we got no photos, we got nothing. Even these colors are off. This menu is off. This logo obviously isn't theirs. But this is going to be the base for my site. This is going to be what I use to start filling in the content, filling in the images, the media, and I'm sure making some changes with the style as well. But having this base template before I even start taking any photos, before I start planning text or going down there and asking the owners questions, it's really, really helpful to just picture what I want, picture what information I need, what's going to be important, what I should focus on, what my plan is. So doing this first saves me a ton of time, saves me a ton of effort later, and it makes sure that the project stays on track. You don't have to build a website first. I've done it, the opposite way sometimes, where I ask the questions first and then come back and look at what I have. But for something like this, where I know that I'm going to be doing most of the work and it's going to be, 100% my direction as far as the website goes, I want to have a plan first. I want to know what information I need. Another thing about this website is it's going to be in English and Spanish. So what I'm going to do first is design it in English, get somebody to translate it to Spanish, and then the Spanish version will be the main version and the English version will be the secondary version. I'm doing it that way because my Spanish isn't that good, but this is a website for business in Mexico, so obviously the Spanish version is going to be the main version. So yeah, it's the first time I've ever done that. It's going to be interesting. But this is looking pretty good. This is giving me some ideas to work off. And this is how I would start this project. And it is how I'm starting this project. So I'm good to go for this week. I'm going to be able to use these sections to start coming up with the questions, knowing what to ask these people and what to focus on. So for example, let's just say for this tough section, and let me bring this back up. So let's just say for this tough section, I now know that when I go down there, I'm going to need about this much content. I'm going to need 5 good images, and I'm going to have to focus on about this much stuff. So it kind of helps to know that this section is this big before I go down and meet the business. Let's say this was a bigger budget project and I had a whole page on the tough section. Then I'm obviously going to need to ask a lot more questions, need to get more information, need to take more images. So planning it out like this in advance, it does help when you go to meet a business to know what you're going to need, know what to focus on, and how much content you'll need to fill out those sections. So as well as the text, also just the images, and if you're going to have videos or if you're going to have different stuff in there. Same for like, let's say the gym plans. I now know that I'm going to do it this way roughly. So I'm going to need for each plan kind of the advantages, and maybe for some of the basic plans, what they don't include, just different things like that. Maybe I'll switch up how this is done, but these sort of sections just give me ideas, give me a bit of a framework to work from. And then I might even sit down with the business owner and show them this blank template and go through it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. We'll see in one of the future videos, but it is one possible way is to have just this blank template to help the owners as well understand what you're trying to do. So that is it for this week. I know the site is still pretty rough right now, but you're going to see over the next week or two how I fill this out pretty quickly and have a nice one-page website ready to go. That didn't take too much time. So thanks for watching this. Any questions, as always, just leave them below. Next week, we'll get into actual content. So the copywriting, the images, the videos, the colors, the fonts, logos, all that stuff. So see you next week, and thanks for watching this one.